What's up, YouTube? Florence Trucker here, coming to you from Mission, Missouri at the Flying J, Pilot Flying J, here on the end of Phase 2, Week 1. And have I got stories? This trip has been interesting. First of all, let me say to the people I train with in GYCDL in both classes, if you guys see these videos, happen to come across them, hit me up. I'd love to stay in touch with y'all. Y'all were great. Thanks for all your help getting through GYCDL. I hope to run into you guys in the road with Roehl, and hopefully you can explain some of the shit I've seen this week, because it's been insane. So while I'm sitting here talking about this, you're going to see me drinking my quart of milk, okay, because I've been missing it and I wanted it. Phase 2, Week 1. Holy shit. We're going to talk about three things in particular: accidents, violations, and lot lizards. Yes, lot lizards. They are not a mythical creature. They are real. This virgin trucker has had first-hand experience now, and I'm a little shaken. I'm a little nervous. Don't want to wreck my marriage. And she wasn't attracted by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll get to that. So, started out last Wednesday. Got dropped off at a truck stop near my home, about 6 miles from my home. Linked up with my trainer. His name is John. Great guy. He's been with Roehl for a few years. Been doing this for a while. Been showing me a lot of things, teaching me a lot of good information. First couple loads, pretty basic, pretty simple. Spools of coil, wires, some plates of steel. Nothing seriously hard about it. But the problem is, it's the first 4 days that we kept jumping between Indiana, Illinois, and was between all three of those. A shithole city named Chicago. I hate Chicago. I hate the people in Chicago. If you're from Chicago, you do you, boo-boo, I don't care. That's fine. I can't stand it. And I'm going to tell you why. The roads are atrocious. Nothing is ever working. Nothing's ever open. The people are shitty, okay? I had 19 cars that I counted, and that was before I stopped counting, that ran within inches of my bumper trying to get around me, not realizing that I cannot stop an 80,000-pound vehicle on a dime. They didn't care. And I don't know. It was a miserable experience traveling through Chicago. There was nothing uplifting about it. I hated it. I know I'll have to do it many more times, but for now, I'm glad I'm out of it. Which leads to my first story. We were in an accident in Chicago in my trainer's truck while I was driving. So you can understand right now why I feel like the world's biggest shitbag. But here's the story. We were in a tunnel in Chicago, and another trucker, I think he was from AD or AD2, so I don't know. He was right next to us in the lane. Well, I was at the high end, he off-tracked, right? He off-tracked into our truck while I was doing about 3 miles an hour, and he hit our mirror. Not the world's biggest deal, but you don't want to start your career out, especially in training, in an accident. So I'm blowing the horn at him, the air horn, and my trainer's on the CB, trying to get him on the CB, telling him to pull over, because he just hit us. No response. Now, that could be because he didn't have a CB, which is very possible. It could have been he was ignoring us. I don't know. All I do know is when traffic opened up, he pulled out and he was gone, and we couldn't catch him. So I moved forward. I can't see out of it. I have no driver's side access to my mirror, and I'm driving on the streets of Chicago. So we pull over and get to a safe spot on the shoulder, and my trainer calls it in. He calls in the safety, tells him what happened and whatnot, and then he gets out and he uses all of his strength to push his mirror back into place, which is just basically wedged all the shit. But he gets it back into place enough to where I can get the truck back to Gary to be repaired, which is where we were heading anyway. So we pulled, and we're there for a 30-hour reset. So we do the reset, and during the reset, they fix the mirror in short order. Not bad. They fixed it. in about 3 hours after arriving. And I'm not sure what else is going to come from that, from safety. I don't know if we're going to get a talking to or points marked against us. It wasn't our fault, but we'll see. So we leave Gary the next morning, or Monday morning after our 34-hour reset, and we head to Iowa to the John Deere dealership to pick up 3 of them are tracked, 1 of them has wheels. 2 of them weigh 8,000 pounds, 2 of them weigh 12,000 pounds. You'll understand why this matters in a few minutes. So we pick them up, no issues. Had to pull into a very tight spot for them to be able to drive the tractor up onto this flatbed, but we got that done. Got everything loaded up, got them chained down. We were in and out in about an hour and 45 minutes. Drove to a Love's here in Missouri that same night. Got there that same night with tractors on, no issues. Got up the next morning, made our first delivery. No issues. Backed up to the gate, and they took the first of 4 tractors. Now we had to make 3 deliveries of 4 tractors. So they took the first tractor. That was one of our 12,000 pound tractors, no issues, unloaded it. Now we've got 191 miles until we get to the second destination, okay? So we drive 189 miles, or 187 miles, and a weigh station comes along. And we can't pre-pass this station. It tells us red, so we gotta go in. Okay. So we pull into this weigh station, and we wait, and then we pull on the scale. And if you're good, you get a red light to stop, they weigh, and then you get a green light to go. Well, we got a red light, but it never turned green again. So we sat there, and we sat there, and finally one of the DOT employees, the state trooper, came out and asked us for our bill of lading. The bills shows everything about the sale, what's on your truck, the weight, the quantity, etc. So we hand it to him, and he says, hey, I'm going to need you guys to pull over to that bay on the right behind that other truck for an inspection. And I think both my trainers, because we knew that was a level 3 inspection. We didn't know why. So we pulled over there, and there's a set of bathrooms next to it. So my trainer gets out and says, we're going to be here for a while, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Okay. He goes and does that. While he does that, the police officer comes to me and asks for some paperwork, my information, asks for my life, and asked me how long you've been doing this. And I said, I'm being trained right now. I've had my CDL for about a week and a half, and he's very nice and plays. Like, really, says your first company? I said, yes, sir. He said, do you have your registration? I said, I'm not sure where it's at. My trainer's got it. He said, that's not a problem. He'll be back in just a second. We'll get it then. So a few seconds later, the trainer comes out. We provide all the paperwork, everything. And he says, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to back out of here and loop back around to the opposite side of the weigh station to one of the lanes, and I'll talk to you there. So we backed out. We're feeling a little bit better now because now we're getting an inspection. So we pull around, we get into that lane, and the police officer is like, so I'm going to chalk your wheels, go ahead and release your brakes, I'm going to do a quick inspection on your vehicle. Okay. So I raise the hood, he checks in there real quick, 30 seconds or so and whatnot, goes around, has me turn on the lights, the brakes, the turn signals, etc. He checks all those. He checks the tire, everything's fine, and of course it is because I did it on it. So he gets done with that and signals for us to step out of the truck, and we're thinking, okay, well, maybe, this was just random. And so my trainer says, so officer, what's going on? Are we facing anything? And the officer says, yeah, we have a problem with your securement load. And we look at each other, we're like, I guess I don't understand. We've got the 2 chains on it, it supports over half the weight. He said, well, according to your bill of lading, this tractor, which was the 3rd one on there, weighs 12,000 and some change. And if it weighs over 10,001 pounds and it's mechanical, you have to have 4 chains on it. And my trainer was like, I don't believe this. And mistakes happen, okay? he said, what I'm going to need you guys to do is loop back around to the dirt lot behind there, fix it, and then bring it back to me. Okay, so we loop back around, we go to the dirt lot, we pull out 2 more chains, 2 more ratchet straps, 2 more bungee cords, and we secure the tractor at 4 points. He says we're good to go, but then he hands us a piece of paper to send to our company, and sure enough, it's a violation. He says you only got the 1 violation. I'm not going to cite you, and I'm not going to give you a fine. I'm willing to bet it had something to do with the fact that we were generally misunderstood about the process, and maybe we were kind about it. I don't know. But the violation has my name on it. Now, my trainer said not to worry about it because even though I was driving, he's the one that's going to be dealing with it because he's the trainer. So we'll see. I don't know. So we may be starting out on a sour note with a violation already after 7 days in. So he lets us go. We travel 7 miles to our final destination where we're dropping these tractors off. Get there, and the bay is right along a two-lane road. There's no other way to back up other than going over the curb at a 90-degree backup to get in this place. So my trainer situates me in the middle of the road as best he can, and you have to back into the alley and down the alley. So we get in place, we do a couple pull-ups. I had to go on the curb at least once, but we get it in there. Unhook all that work for 7 measly miles. Unloaded, tractor's unloaded, and we're back here. Secure everything, turn over all the paperwork and whatnot. That brings us to where we're at now. We drive 3 miles up here to the Pilot, or the Flying J, where we're going to stay tonight because there's a meeting tomorrow at 9 and we can't leave until that meeting. So this blizzard comes in. This is not a very big Flying J. It's in the middle of the city. There's about 50 parking spots and they're mostly full. So I'm getting down, I'm going to get my shower because I need it. And as I'm walking across the lot from the other side where this truck is pulling in right now, you see him? There's a girl in a miniskirt and high heels that's walking the lane of the trucks. And she sees me and she gestures at me like this to come here. And I'm like, nope, nope. I hightailed into the building here. And I'm like, you're not getting this Virgin Truckers money. There's no way. So I hightail it in, get into the shower, type in my code, punch it in, get behind the door, lock it, take a sigh of relief, right? Take my shower, brush my teeth, do all those nightly before bed activities, come back out. This bitch is sitting right at the table, right next to the door I came in. And she looks up at me, and I turned and ran so fucking fast, I could have had lightning coming out of my ass. I don't know. I'm like, I don't believe this. It's like this girl's stalking me. Maybe not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the most pleasant thing to look at, but money's money, right? She's going to make it. So I come back out here. I throw my stuff in the truck. My trainer's like, did you see the lot lizard? I'm like, did I see her? I got hit on by her. And now he's laughing. And that leads me to here, where we're at now. So we've got a trip tomorrow to Atlanta, 2 days to get there. And I'm not sure what we're picking up. It's not in our bill of lading. It's not in our pre-plan. We're still waiting on more information, but we know we're going to Atlanta. So we're going to pick up from Atlanta, or pick up from here, head to Atlanta tomorrow morning, and that will begin week 2 of my phase 2 training with Roehl. And like as you can tell, it's already been interesting. I've already started this job out on a bit of a sour note, already being in an and getting a violation. We'll see if I have a job come week 3. I don't know. I'll let you know. If I do, great. If I don't, I figure out something else. But you guys have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them on this video. Until then, enjoy your week. If you guys are out trucking with Roehl or getting into the GYCDL program, have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. I'll do my best to answer them, all right? Talk to you guys in a week.